If you're tired of spending a ton on all your streaming services, then welcome to Philo. Say goodbye to cable boxes, long contracts, and endless searches for something to watch, and hello to more than 70 channels and thousands of movies.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of The Rundown, your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. Prepare yourself, guys. I am Chris Fagan, and we're here on another Wednesday. We're going to be talking a little bit about Keanu Reeves. Could have been in the Fast and the Furious. We're also going to discuss a little bit about what's going on with the Max. And some news for movies. I'm going to be attending a screening. We'll get into that later. Guys, before we get started on that, I forgot to mention, main topic here. And Meyer Burnett was just on the big thing. We're going to definitely be talking about that. That's what you guys are here for. Did you guys see? All right. I'm not sponsored by these guys. This is like a pre-workout thing that I do, but this is like my pre-workout, bucked up. But, yeah. Bucked up, all right. Tantrum. Woo, talk about a good time, baby. Welcome back to The Rundown. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Meyer Burnett. We're going to talk about Little Mermaid. Max, let's get right into it. But before we get into it, guys, follow us on all social medias at T3 Media. T3 Media with an S at the end. On Instagram, we have TikTok, we have, you're here right here on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, we're live on Facebook and Twitter. Hit me up on all those things, send reports, anything that you think we should be talking about on the show. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about that? And all that good stuff. Also, we have a podcast version of the show. After we run our live show, we also upload a podcast for you guys. I'm riding solo today. My wife has totally abandoned me, betrayed me for the last time. No, she's downstairs. She's working. She had to do something, so I'm gonna consider it a complete betrayal of our trust. If you want to support the channel, please help us out. You can become a Patreon. You can become a member for exclusives. You know what? I'll just take the time to announce it right now. I am going to introduce I think we're going to either do it on Discord or we're going to do it on Zoom, where you guys, during the We Got Your Mail portion of the show, because after we talk about entertainment news and reviews, we also, at the end of the show, we also read your comments. I'm thinking about introducing a call-in for everybody who's watching. If I'll put a link up on the side in the chat, and then you can, if we pick your pick you on the. If you click the link, you can, instead of just typing in your question or your comments or anything, you can just join the show and just talk with us. And then maybe eventually that will become something later for members and things like that. But I don't know. But for now, we'll introduce that. I'm not gonna maybe do it this week, maybe next week. But if you guys think that's a good idea, let me know on the side and what you think. So let's get right into it, guys. First up, if you gotta forgive me, riding solo. Okay, I had to remember where I was. First up, guys, Keanu Reeves. The news that Keanu Reeves was this close to playing in the Fast and the Furious. I've already done a spoiler review of the Fast X movie. I've done that with me and Giovanni. We saw it. I liked it more than he did. I said the best part of that movie was Jason Momoa. Hands down, one of the top 3, maybe the best villain that they've ever had. But I say he was like Heath Ledger's Joker with a Thanos purpose. And I'm sticking by that. The Alan Richardson character, to me, felt like maybe he was a fill-in for maybe The Rock's absence, maybe another John Cena type of strongman. The dude is funny. He's entertaining. I've loved him ever since he was Aquaman in Smallville. I follow his every time I see him pop up on the screen, I'm watching Jack Reacher. He's all-around top-tier great guy. He should be more famous than he is, in my opinion. But if you had a chance to get John Wick, now I can't unsee that. After seeing the movie, the character that he played, he was like I said, he was like a fill-in for what The Rock did in Part 5. But Keanu would have it would have been something different because of what we've seen him do with John Wick. Even if we've seen John Wick get jumped by 30, 50 men and come out untouched. So he fits perfectly in the Fast and the Furious. But obviously they're more realistic in the John Wick franchise. He always gets cut up, gets shot up. Somehow he survives, but he's always tired. He's always hurt and everything. So in the universe where nobody dies and nobody gets hurt, I don't know. I mean, I think Keanu Reeves, John Wick would have brought a little bit more. Is the word gravitas? I don't know. I can't unsee it now. That's what I want. If you guys agree, let me know in the chat. If you guys are in the chat, let me close this poll because I've also put, I'll close when I get to it. But after seeing that, I'm a little disappointed now because it would have made the movie a little bit better, in my opinion. We gave it a C-. I'm not gonna lie. It might have gotten a B if just by his mere presence, it might have gotten a B. But if I'm wrong about that, do you think, guys, is that a missed opportunity? Should we have gotten? I'm like, forget the word should. I mean, they had an opportunity. Maybe he said no. Maybe they couldn't close the deal or whatever. But if you've seen Fast X, do you think it would have been better just by Keanu's presence? I'm already there. I'm like, no, it would have been I would have given it a point or two more. In my rating system, I'm telling you, we gave it a C-, solid B+, just by the mere fact that John Wick would have been there. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to this whole thing that's going on with Max. So I tried to open up HBO Max, and it steered me to the new app. And it took me, I'm so stupid, it took me a minute. I had to update my phone. I had to update everything. Everything that HBO Max was on, I had to update it to allow Max to work. I didn't like that, but it made obvious. I mean, that's technology, right? The thing I did like was the fact that I didn't have to re-log in and everything. It tapped into your current login with HBO Max to allow Max to work. I didn't see anything, and you guys have to let me know if you experienced this in your experience. Were you a part of that crash? Did it crash on your end? I didn't experience that. Maybe that happened earlier on, but it didn't happen with me. So that experience for me wasn't as bad. I can nitpick about the interface and all that. I mean, I haven't dabbled in it too much. It still feels like the same old. So whatever problems was there before, or whatever was great about it before, it's pretty much the same. The only thing is it's purple, now it's blue. I listened to, but before we get into Robert Meyer Burnett, I listened to what Robert and Christian Harloff were talking about, how everybody seems to have a different interpretation of what HBO Max and what HBO and what a Max original and things like that. Is HBO gone? Is the entity gone, or is it still all this confusion? Like, people are reading these articles about what's actually happening and coming up with different conclusions. I see it like this. Let me see if I can switch cameras real quick. Let me go. So as far as HBO Max, this is how I see it. I look at HBO, Warner Brothers right now, like the way Disney is. It's obviously Disney and Warner Brothers. They're the studio. Disney Plus is the app service. Max is obviously the app service, like it was with HBO Max. Now I'm looking at the equivalent of, change the screen here. Now you see right here, this is Disney Plus. This is what their interface looks like. Remember how they separated the studios? Now the Disney originals and all their movies, everything that's in the Disney vault. Then they separated that from Pixar. That's different studio. Then the Marvel the studio. Then the Star Wars Lucas film studio. That's a different National Geographics. That said, I just put Hulu there because it's about to happen, and then Hulu. I'm thinking that's going to be a separate studio, so a Hulu original, a Pixar original, things like that. It's all under Disney, but I'm thinking of them as different studios, and I'm thinking that's the same thing that's happening with Warner Brothers. Now it's all under Warner Brothers. Max is the service. HBO is its own studio. Things will still say HBO original. The part that still will confuse me is a Max original. Okay, so made only for the streaming service. I mean, technically everything now is streamed service, but if we were still living in the cable world, that's just how I think about it. It wouldn't go to cable. It would just go to the streaming service. Then there's the TLC, then the HGTV. DC obviously negates that because you have the Snyder Cut, which would have been under a Max or would it be under a Max original if I remember correctly? But it's still, but this is just how I am categorizing it. HBO is still there, but I think it's a separate studio, or at least it should be, or at least that's how they're thinking of it. And if I'm wrong, like if I'm oversimplifying it, it's only, and I'm not saying that this is the right answer. I'm just saying this is how I've decided to compartmentalize it to make it make sense for me. Sesame Street Workshop, the ID, and then CNN originals, things like that. The Food Network, Discovery, all Adult Swim, all these things. I'm thinking about them as different studios, the way Pixar is a different studio, Marvel Studios, Lucas Arts, and things like that. But all under Disney Plus. That's how I'm like. HBO is still there. It's not going anywhere. It's still an entity. Now, when they brought up the conversation, HBO as an entity is now Max. I'm like, no, that would be dumb as hell, because that history with HBO is still there. Those Game of Thrones, all those originals, even go back into the 90s, the old show Dream On. There's still a history with HBO. I would never have changed it. I would have kept it HBO, but with the way they launched it, the powers that be, the original owners of it, when they first launched this, it caused all that confusion. There was like 4 different apps, all with the name HBO. It was getting diluted. It was getting confusing. And then when they finally came up with HBO Max, they were like, this is the one-stop shop where all that, everything else is just no more. And they've done that too many times, and they've caused this confusion themselves. They only have themselves to blame. But I think this is how they are looking at it, as different studio, or this is how those identities are. If I'm right or wrong about that, or if you have a better way to explain it, let me know in the comments. Hit me up on the comments, because at the end of the show, we're going to read your comments out during the We Got Your Mail version of. So if you want to throw in a fact that if I'm totally off base, I'm totally wrong about it, or if you want to update me on something, let me know in the comments, and I'll be checking those out in a minute. But let me get Let me get to the main thing in a second. But before we get to that, it was something else that happened that was pretty funny. And I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it, but let me see if I can pop it up. Did you see this shit? This is the funniest thing ever. So Peacock chimed in about this whole thing, this identity crisis that HBO Max has been going through. And they said, now I quote, I know you're all very disappointed, but I will not be dropping the first half of my name anytime soon. It was one of the best pieces of marketing, best way to chime in. And they started to reply to people that chimed in on this joke. So unfortunately for all you little sickies out there, Peacock will not become cock anytime soon. So maybe, that's a totally different app. I mean, you already know what's going to be on that app when that happens. But let me know what you guys think about that. Let me go back. So should Peacock become cock? I mean, it's all about what you're into. See who's in the chat. What's going on, Romeo? How you doing, brother? Guys, hit the like button. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm sorry, that's Junior who says hit the like button. Junior Sales, what's going on? And Romeo, what's going on? What you saying? The domestic box office for Fast X is disappointing. Yeah, it was. They are under par, or they're over par in golf terms. If however you want to look at it, when it comes to hitting the mark, they are definitely going backwards. Ever since 9, Fast 9 just totally destroyed the franchise because we were so on a reality dispensing a reality kind of way. We were vibing with them on it. Okay, we will check reality at the door and we will ride with you guys. But when you start to live in a world where no one gets a scratch and all these impossible situations, it takes away the stakes, and it's like, why am I watching this? I can tell you exactly how it's gonna go. At least Fast X ended it, and this is why I said he had a Thanos purpose. At least he ended the series in a unique, a different way than any of the other Fast and Furious did too. Did you buy the lead attorney YouTube? Of course, no, I did not. I hit him up and I tried to show him that clip when you guys said I compared me to lead attorney. I was like, but he's a busy dude. He ain't gonna respond to me. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I doubt if he'll see it. That'd be cool though. But as far as what's going on with HBO Max Max and all that good stuff, let me know what you guys think. I said if I'm on the mark, if I'm on the money, or if I'm way off, if you have any better insight to what it all means, let me know. Hit me up and let's keep talking. All right, moving on to the main topic. Where's my graphic, man? So Robert Meyer Burnett was on the big thing with Kristen Harloff. I just happened to catch it, and I was like, because I said after the whole thing that happened with another YouTube channel, I said I'm going to start watching other channels and other content creators that I used to follow that I stopped following for some reason. And I don't know why I stopped. I was like John's show was the only thing I was consuming, and I should not have done that. I feel good now that I'm going back to Harloff, Dan Murrell, Roku. Is it Roku? Roka. I'm saying Roka. I'm saying Roku. All the guys. And damn it, I had a graphic and everything that I made. Oh, did I forget to make it? I probably forgot to make it. Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't make it. So I caught Robert Meyer Burnett, and I saw him on that thumbnail. I was excited. I was like, oh, good. All right, they're back together. But the thing that caught my attention was what he said in the beginning. And I don't know if you guys remember what he said. He said that he wants the Burnettwork to act as an actual, network, like a CNN or an ESPN, if you will, kind of a thing. Where he said, I would love to have at least 12 hours, of original content on his channel at least happening at least I guess maybe mid-daily or weekly at least maybe mid-daily. And I remember when I changed this channel from what it used to be to what it is right now, when I started calling it T3, it was Talking Through the Medias or T3 Medias. I said that a long time ago. I was like, I would like this to be a hub for other channels. If you're a content creator, if you want to collab with me, or if you want to show your work on this channel, I want it to act like a network as well. I said that out loud. I started it a little bit. I never really focused on it as much as I intended to. Got off track. I felt like it was better to build the channel first. But the thing that I had in my mind is exactly what Rob feels. It seems like he's doing. Like he's hit the ground running. And I'm not going to entertain any theories about. Oh, let me close this poll out, since we already finished talking about that. Poll is closed. Show me. Let me see what the results were. Poll is closed. Before I continue, I said, what do you guys think about Warner Brothers' name change? 77% of you said HBO Max was better. 6% of you said it's better as Max, and 16% of you said Peacock should do the same. 16% of you some sickies. All right. I got excited when Rob said what he said about networking, the way he's networking, because I noticed that there was a young lady who has her own channel who has started doing movie reviews, and using her content and putting it on the Burnettwork. I didn't think much of it at all until I saw Rob yesterday on Kristen Harloff show, where he said that he has another young man that he met, and I'm assuming that's if I'm saying this right, Oaku experience, where all he talks about is anime. He says anime is not his thing, but the gentleman who runs the Oaku experience that's his bag, and he's done a great job. He's been doing it for 14 weeks so far consistently, and has been knocking it out the park. I haven't been I'm not that big into anime, but I've been meaning to get back into it, so I'm gonna check out some of his reviews. I did check out one of Lana Yuen's reviews. I checked out some of her content, and I noticed on her channel, she said that her reviews are not going to be displayed on her channel anymore. They're going to be on the Burnettwork. My question is how does the Burnettwork work? If you have a show idea or a segment idea that's on your channel that you do, or an original idea that you're going to present on the Burnettwork, can you no longer do that show? If you were doing it before on your own channel, can you no longer do it anymore? Is that why? Because she says specifically, future episodes will only be on the Burnettwork from this day forward. And she hasn't posted on her channel. She's only been posting on his. So I thought, well, what if I presented the rundown? And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to present the rundown. I like doing the rundown here on my channel. I'm afraid to talk to Rob about that and be like, what if you're like, well, I'll take the rundown. Like, no, because if he says you will no longer be able to do the rundown on your own channel, and you can only do it on the Burnettwork, I wouldn't say yes. But I do have another idea, and I sent it to him, and I hope he gets this email soon. And because me and Rob have spoken before, we've DM'd before. I've been featured on the Burnettwork once, but it was a video that I did. He asked me to put it together, and I submitted it up to him, and he featured it on one of his episodes of Robservations. I even made a bunch of stupid Rob puns that he got a kick out of, or at least he was humoring me. I don't know, but Rob is good. Rob is a good sport. He's a good guy. I presented him a chance to collab with him a couple of times. He says he's wanted to get back together and collab, but he's been so busy between going back and forth with John's channel, with his channel. Now it all makes sense why he never really had the time. He's been crushing it. And it makes sense now that he was, he's probably ready to either leave. Like, again, I know how everybody felt when he left the John Campea show, but now it's starting to make a little more sense. I wonder if Taylor's channel is going to be on the Burnettwork, one of his shows and stuff, things like that. So I'm thinking about presenting something. I've already presented something to Rob, and I want to get you guys' opinion on it. Have you been watching the Burnettwork? Have you seen? I've seen Lana's. Have you seen the Oaku experience? Have you been watching? Have you been keeping up with it? Are you prepared to watch his new panel show? I think he says that's debuting on June 1st. Because it feels like Rob is about to make some major moves. And that's why I titled the thumbnail the way I titled it. I said, like, now I'm not okay, I'm just calling him the Dr. Dre, because I know Rob is a hip hop fan and whatnot. So I thought the joke would set in. I thought he would get a kick out of the comparison. Is Robert Meyer Burnett the Dr. Dre? Is Robert Meyer Burnett to the Burnettwork what Dr. Dre is with Aftermath? I'm not saying that there's a Ruthless Records connection. If you know the history, you know the joke, you know the connection. But I just feel like Rob is about to make some major move, or at least there's a potential, because for movie talk or just content creation, whether we're talking about anime, movies, everything, because he said he's open to a lot of different show ideas, kind of the way like Warner Brothers has, Discovery now, and Home and Garden, and Adult Swim, and all those different things, all under the Burnettwork. So Rob's channel, I feel like, is about to transcend into something pretty amazing. And I want to know how many of you guys are out there paying attention, keeping a close eye on it. Now, the everything that he talks about with Star Trek and stuff like that, I'm not a Trekkie, so I've never really been into it. I don't keep up with as many of the Robservations as I would like to, because the guy's always on at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like asleep, and it's just, that dude has more energy than a little bit. He always jokes about having one foot in the grave, but the dude's got more life in a little bit. I'm 43, and the dude's running circles around me. But I'm excited about what is possibly to come with this channel. So I'm looking forward to it, and I just want to get an idea of what you guys think about all of that. Let's see what are we talking about here. He said, Junior Sales says, yes, Rob is America's favorite uncle. I think I've heard him being called that. He does have that uncle vibe. He does come off like, he's just I like his energy. I like his positivity. I don't always agree with everything but you don't really have to. You don't have to agree with everything that you just only have to agree with everything I say. But he does give that good uncle. He is like that favorite uncle type a dude, and he's always been nice to me. And I would like to collaborate. I want to talk to you, Rob, about your Burnettwork, if that's okay with you. I have an idea. I already sent my pitch. I'll read it off a little bit what I said to him. I said, I have an idea for a show. I'm not going to reveal it right now, but it's something I've done before, and something you guys will see again Friday. So prepare yourself. As I always say, prepare yourself. You're going to see a hint of what could be to come, if Rob agrees, if he thinks it's, what was that on Falling Down? Economically viable. If you get that reference, please give me the thumbs up on that. You remember that guy. It's not, if he feels like my idea for the Burnettwork is economically viable, I'm hoping he sees value in it, because I have an idea. And I gave him the concept, and this concept is modern nostalgia with a focused ADD of random specifics and whoa moments. Now, none of that makes sense now, but it will on Friday. So if you guys check us out on Friday, me and one of the original creators of this channel are getting the band back together. And what you're going to see is either something that's only going to be on this channel, or hopefully, if Robert Meyer Burnett finds it economically viable, maybe it could be on the Burnettwork. So let me know what you guys think about that. And moving on, before I go, we're going to move on to the last topic. We're going to talk some reviews. The Flash. Okay, I haven't seen it yet. And I want to take this time to tell all my movie friends, my Facebook groups and stuff like that who frequently go to screenings with me and stuff. All you assholes who got invited to see The Flash yesterday and didn't tell me about it, you can burn in hell. I'm just playing. I love my friend. They know I play a lot. But no, look at me when I tell you this. I hate all of you. We're here in Houston, Texas, and all of y'all got invitations to see The Flash early, and none of y'all told me about it. I found out on Facebook that you were already there. So, all right, I'm not gonna forget that. But let's talk about a little bit of what people have been reporting after they've seen it. I don't think the embargo has been lifted, but people on Twitter have been talking a little bit about it. Let me see if I can get the lower third up, and just want to read. Oh, yeah, it's kind of changed. Let's see, what's it? Matt Murdock. Please, guys, go look for the bad reviews for The Flash. Guaranteed 80% of them look like this. Real DC fans are coming at the cult of the review bombing the movie. That I expected. I can't enlarge it. I expected review bombing, obviously because of what's going on with Ezra Miller. Let's see, what does it say? The Flash movie review. One of the worst movies I've seen in recent times. I had to check my watch a couple of times to see when it would end. And just leave then. I'm like, that's literally the only review I've ever seen that says that. Everybody else has been saying it's been great. And if you've seen the Flash movie, let me know and burn in hell because you should have invited me. Let's see. Deshaun said, I think in the Flash TV show did a better Flashpoint than the animated movie was the first giveaway that your review sucks. Thor Love and Thunder is insane in all the best ways. Taika Waititi gives him... why are we talking about Thor Love and Thunder? Oh, okay. Because if you're talking about that with Thor Love and Thunder, then maybe you're saying you shouldn't be talking about the Flash movie. I need a legit review. An honest review. Dr. Pepper Addict. My screening just ended, and let me tell you, this movie is dog shit. Every time Ezra Miller was on screen, I wanted to puke. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or Across the Spider-Verse instead if you want to. See, but you didn't say why. So again, like I said, all they're saying is it's just, and I don't like Ezra Miller either, but I'm not going to see the movie to see Ezra Miller. I'm going to support Michael Keaton, the director that did obviously a great job. I want to see the character that Ezra Miller plays. I'm not there to support Ezra Miller. He will not be the Flash after this. James Gunn has made that clear. Ezra Miller is not coming back. They're getting this out of the way. A good thing that it's as good as people are saying that it is, but these reviews just seem like I want to support like the whole Marvel versus DC shit. This is what that review seems like is really being about. This is not really about reviewing the movie. It's about probably just hating on DC or just hating on Ezra Miller. Now, it's fair how you feel about what you feel about Ezra Miller based on what they're accused of. But if that's an agenda about just Marvel versus DC shit, then these reviews don't make any damn sense. Let's see. Sammy says, make the Batfleck movies. It's trending along with the Snyderverse. Reviews of The Flash are coming in and saying Batfleck kills it for the short time that he's in it. Now, I've heard that. That's what I'm really excited to see. This review right here from Screen Rant really was busting. Screen Rant. Author Stephen King has seen DC's upcoming The Flash movie, taken to social media and gives his review. From what I remember, I heard that he said was that he's not a comic book movie guy, but loved what he saw in The Flash. And you got the man Stephen King co-signing on your movie, then it just makes me excited to see it. It's one of my most anticipated movies this year. I feel like it's going to be a good way to close out the DCEU as we move into the DC Studios era. And a reset button is being hit. Now, whether that's exactly how it comes off or if that's how you can interpret it, I'm going to find out when I see it, or when one of you mother effers, gives me a screening pass who didn't invite me. I'm never going to let that go, by the way. But I'm excited about The Flash. But what are you guys thinking about that? I mean, can you disassociate how we feel about Ezra Miller, whether you like him or don't, or all that good stuff, and just go in to watch the movie for what it is? Do you think that this is just an opportunity there? Because they know that a reset button is being pushed. This is just an opportunity for some people who are just fans of Marvel that just feel like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I get it. I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 deserves better than what it's getting. And now that these movies are coming out, Little Mermaid and whatnot, we're going into the hyper summer era of 2023 for these movies, for these blockbusters. And it's gonna suck up the attention and take away. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I feel like deserved better. But that doesn't mean that The Flash deserves worse because you want. I don't agree with destroying one world to save another. I don't agree. If you like the movie, if the movie's good, then give it a fair review. If you walked in the door already going, I'm going to hate this movie no matter what, you can just miss me with all that nonsense, because you can always tell a review has that bias and that agenda on it when they don't even review the damn movie. Remember that first one that popped up? It was just an I don't like Ezra Miller tweet. That's all. They said nothing about the movie. So I don't like the review bombing era that we've been in for the past few years. Trying to purposely make something fail based on what one person did. I don't have to support that one person. If I think they're trash and I don't want to support them, I'll vocalize it. But you do more to hurt other people who had nothing to do with it. Ezra Miller doesn't speak for Michael Keaton, for everybody else that's in the movie. That key grip that's in the background, the stage hands and all that, all those people, casting directors and all the other people that are involved, who just came in to do their best work, and now the attention is being sucked out of the room and being sucked out of the room and being only focused on Ezra Miller, because Warner Brothers decided to not do anything about it a long time ago. It's not fair to them, and I'm not going to treat that movie and that like that based on that person's act, because I felt like they should have been removed or announcements should have been made a long time ago, but they didn't. They handled it the way they wanted to handle it. It is what it is. And however James Gunn and Peter Safran handled it moving forward, I will be watching. But that's how I feel about it, and I'm gonna give it a fair shot. Before I move on, let's see what you guys say. I'm about to wrap it up. I have to hurry up and go. I'm going to a screening tonight. Let's see. Mike Williams. Hey, what's going on, Mike? How you doing? He says, I don't care about what Ezra Miller did, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. What I cared about was how it was being ignored when. And then when other actors who are like for example, Jonathan Majors, it only takes one thing, one accusation, but Ezra Miller could choke somebody, throw a chair at another person, threaten to set somebody on fire, thumb his nose at the cops, go on social media, act like a fool, be accused of groom and all that stuff. Nothing. But let Jonathan Majors be maybe accused of something. Maybe we don't even know what the full story yet. That only took one thing. Then all of a sudden, the DA is coming after. I don't I made the comparison before. It's like with Hurricane Katrina, that coverage. This family that looks like this, they're finding supplies, after the hurricane hit. This other family doing the exact same thing, stealing supplies. What was the difference between the two? I've said it before. I don't need to go into it again, but that's just how I feel about it. I do not like disproportion in coverage. I do not like it when the same outlets will give different coverage for different people. I can't stand it. So I do care about what's going on with Esma because I'm looking at how other people are being treated versus how they're being treated. And but yet they haven't even gone to their court appearances yet. It's not even over yet. He could be found guilty of everything for all I know. But we'll see. Let's see. Oh, I already said that. Michael says, hello, friends. It's Jay. What's up? I didn't go in order. I went backwards. So what's going on, Mike? How you doing? And before we round it off, I see that more chats are coming in, so this is a good segue to what I was about to finish off with. I am going to see a advanced screening tonight. I'll do a review of The Little Mermaid. I'm going to see The Little Mermaid. Yes, I'm going to go see it. I was invited. My wife wants to see it. The rest of the team we're going to see. We're probably going to do a review on it. I've heard that Haley's performance was pretty good. It's getting mixed reviews, more mixed to positive versus mixed to negative. The negative stuff, we already know what we've heard. But I'm looking forward to seeing. So we're going to be doing a press screening of that today. We're going to have a screening of Transformers, the new Transformers movie. This weekend, I was going to announce it later on, but I'll just remind you guys again. This weekend, we're heading to Comicpalooza. Comicpalooza coming here in Houston, Texas. We're going to be covering that. I signed up to try to get interviews with a bunch of the celebrities. That was rejected so fast. It pissed me off because they were like, if you want to interview some of these celebrities and whatnot, tell us which ones you want to interview and we'll see if we can get you some time. I said, I want to interview this person, this person, this person. And they were like, they act like they didn't even know me. Like, why are you asking for this? You don't have access for this. I'm like, then why'd you send me the email telling me to make my request? Anyway, it's my pet peeve. But I will be there. I got my costume already set up. I'm gonna go back as I'm gonna do Ruby Rod. So if you guys want to see me dressed up like Ruby Rod from The Fifth Element, check out the content that's gonna be dropping. So as we cover Comicpalooza, it's gonna be fun. So we'll send you all the interviews from all the cosplayers out there and just give you as much content as possible. That's happening this Friday here in Houston, Texas. So if you're from Houston or if you will be in Houston for Comicpalooza, come look us up and say hi, and maybe we can get you on the show as we do our interviews of cosplayers out there. So I had a blast last year. Can't wait to go again this weekend. So let me check out the chat. We were talking about Meyer Burnett, and I see some guys are filling in. You guys, I'm about to head out, man. You guys started hitting me up right at the end of the show, man. Let's see. Eucalyptus says Rob is the greatest of all time. Man, what about me, man? I got feelings too. What am I? I'm just put semi-goat. Huck Pops Culture said, for you, new afternoon catchphrase, hola, and what's up, motherfucker? We just settled on my greetings and salutations is prepare yourself. Now, I don't think I even said it at the top of this. I think I might have thrown in there, but The Lion King is one of my favorite movies. Scar is one of my favorite villains. That song, Be Prepared, was my favorite song in the soundtrack. So I always say, prepare yourself, guys. This is Chris with T3 Medias. We are here today on the Rundown. I don't know. Maybe I need to make that. That is my official greetings. That is my greetings and salutations. I always say, prepare yourself, because I believe in that. Be prepared. Prepare yourself at all times. Uncle Scar taught us a valuable lesson. To always be prepared, because you never know when you catch your brother slipping, and then you can go smash his wife after you get rid of him. I'm telling you, man, Scar was the greatest villain, because after he became king, you know what he did. I'm just saying. You remember all them baby scars and stuff that came out in the sequel? So we know what he did. So that's why that is my catchphrase. But the outro that we came up with, the good night and sayonara, I'm going to only save that for the rundown after dark. Because during the day, I'm trying to keep it family friendly, a little bit family friendly, if you don't mind. I'll say mother effers. I won't say the whole thing, but during the rundown after dark. So after today, tomorrow we'll also do another rundown, same time, 1 o'clock, Central Standard Time, and on Friday as well. But in the evening, on Thursday, we'll do a rundown after dark. It'll be me, Giovanni, my wife, Joy, and Tabitha will be here. We might have a special guest as well. The Friday show that I'm going to do, I'm sorry, no, not the Friday show. There's a show that we're going to do on Friday evening. It's not going to be a rundown after dark. I'm bringing back something from the before time. My audition, it's going to be my pilot episode as I audition for the Burnettwork. And you guys are just now coming back. That's what I was talking about earlier. With the whole thing that's happening with the changes with the Burnettwork channel, that will be my official audition, my pilot episode. If Robert Meyer Burnett doesn't find it economically viable for the Burnettwork, it will be an ongoing segment or an ongoing video upload here on this channel. But I'm hoping he finds it economically viable. One of my favorite lines from Falling Down, the movie Falling Down. Was it Michael Douglas? All right, before we get out of here, we got one more. And thank you guys always for joining us in the live chat. Appreciate you guys. For me, hold on. Let me give it to you. You got it. You're the only one that did it today.
For me,
I'm super excited for this weekend as I'm wrapping up on my latest film. Night Wolf trailer is out now. Okay. All right. I got to, when I think about Night Wolf, okay, so the Night Wolf trailer, I haven't seen. So is it a film that you're producing? Let me check it out. Send me a link. I'll go to your channel and go check it out. Is that something that you're producing? Let me check that out. So I'm super excited for this weekend as I'm wrapping up on my latest film, Night Wolf. Night in a World. Night Wolf. I like that. Let me go check that out. So I'm assuming this is not Mortal Kombat affiliate. Let's see. And from Hook Pops Culture. Your After Dark closer just made me laugh, so just having some fun with you. You're killing it. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you, man. All right, and with that, I'm going to call it. Let's see. We got one more. Oh, no, that was it. That was the last one. So, guys, appreciate you guys for joining us on a Wednesday afternoon. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon and for the rundown after dark, like I said, with my wife, with the rest of the orgy here, Tabitha and Giovanni. We'll be here. So check us out for that. Check us out on Friday as well. Like I guess I'm bringing back something from the before times. And hopefully an audition for the Burnettwork. Guys, if you want to go back and rewatch what you might have missed, if you're joining us late, go check it out. Hit the like button. Support the channel. Thank you guys for watching me on a Wednesday. And until next time,